When you're 140 kgs, nobody looks at anything except your belly.
Ram, what has happened to you? What have you done?
Yeah, I was 140 kgs. Now I'm about 85. So yeah, half of me. That
See, how do you get to 150 kg?
is very easy. Very easy. If you don't give a shit about anything, you get there. And I was paid 1,500 rupees per day. But for me, it was the biggest job ever. For a period of time towards the end of my television career, I was the highest paid actor on television. I'm serious about this. And I was the biggest guy on television size-wise. I worked with a lot of newcomers, a lot of star kids and Bollywood kids. I mean, I've worked with Varun, Siddharth, Alia, Abhishek Bachchan. I've seen people struck. I've seen people commit suicide. People I've known, people I've worked with have now died. That is how difficult this industry is. So you have to be very aware of how lucky you are. I am so lucky that I'm here. But when I started, there were actors, I will not mention names, who have made people wait for 2 days before coming onto the set. They were supposed to reach the set on Monday, they have reached on Wednesday. And where is the set? In Switzerland.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, आज उन्होंने flight नहीं ली, कल लेंगे. I this grounded only because of my father. He screwed me my whole life. Seriously. I challenge anyone to prove this wrong. I am the only actor in this country who has been this successful in television, being this fat, and there will never be another as big as me.
Ram, I'm so happy you're doing this. And I know that it's going to be a really entertaining interview.
How do you know that?
I know. I know.
So
Obvious.
I want to say something to your audience, which they don't know, and even she did not remember. I told her today. So I know her since she was tiny, because her elder brothers and me were in school together. But we are all very proud of her because she was the tiny little baby sister, and she's done so bloody well for herself.
And actually, this is not the Ram that I've known for many years, because that Ram has disappeared. That has lost half a person.
Yeah, exactly right. Yes.
Ram, what has happened to you? What have you done?
So yeah, I was 140 kgs. Now I'm about 85. So yeah, half of me.
See, how do you get to 150 kgs?
It's very easy. Very easy. If you don't give a shit about anything, you get there. And I was lucky enough to be accepted as an actor, even though I was huge. A very big director, I don't want to say.
You were also very handsome.
When you're 140 kgs, nobody looks at anything except your belly. But my point is, a very big director, when I said I'm going to transform myself, he said, listen, you have a very strong brand as a huge guy. And he mentioned that the only person who was loved and accepted in the industry who was this big was Amjad Khan. That's a massive name. He said, so if you're changing yourself, you are taking a risk. He was right. And he's very, very big. But I did this for myself and not for the careers, which is why I did it. But
That's actually very interesting that your character for so long as a character actor and always a big role was almost like a belly full of an actor.
I see character acted, yes, character acted films, character acted in other things. But as a television star, which I was for 15 years, I was a leading man. Always. And even though I was huge, every other PV actor was fit, good looking and six pack and all of that. And I was this. So I was accepted, really accepted. And I will never be able to thank my audience for loving me so much like that. Because of that, I catered to them. And that is why I didn't care. I kept putting on weight. I kept, basically I was enjoying my career, enjoying the love and respect that they were giving me. They made me a household name. They made me a brand. They gave me everything. Today, my children, my family enjoys the lifestyle that I want to give them because of my audience. I made all the money that I have because of my audience. So that is how I got to that big, They wanted me like that. I was loving that phase, so I just didn't restrict myself in any way. If anybody does that, they'll get 240 very easily.
What point then was it for you where you said, okay, I'm done
So-
playing this sense?
So long back, I had said to my family and to myself that for my career, I will be this way, but I cannot stay this unhealthy forever because I have children. I have to set the right example for them. And I want to live as long as I can to see them grow and hopefully my grandkids and all of that. So doing something for your career is different, but then at some point you've got to think about yourself. So I had set a goal in my head that when I turn 50, I am going to get fit.
Yeah.
And I did that, basically.
Easy. And how much weight did you lose?
Totally 55 kgs.
And it took how long?
So that's a difficult question to answer because I started about a year and a half back. For 6 months, I did fantastic. Then I had a very bad fall, and my shoulder got totally screwed. I had to have stage 3 surgery, and then 6 to 8 months, about almost 8 months of physiotherapy. So everything stopped. Then I started again. So 6 months and then 6 months. Let's say 1 year was the journey.
That's a very short journey for the amount of weight you've lost.
Not really. But go ahead.
It is quite. It is quite. So, which means you were very militant about your regime.
Okay, yeah.
So, what did you do? Because you're saying that you did not take Ozempic.
No, I've not taken anything.
And you're not the kind of person who would deny it if you were on Ozempic.
No, I'll go one step further. Whether it's Ozempic, whether it's now, apparently there are other drugs also. There's Mounjaro, there's others. There's bariatric surgery. There's a lot of things. I have not done any of that, but does that matter? I need for everyone to know anybody who's doing any of that is not doing anything wrong.
Absolutely not.
Because why are they doing it? To become a better version of themselves? No other reason? So what the hell is wrong with it? If anybody says, oh, he must have done bariatric surgery, how is that a negative?
It's not at all.
Exactly. I would disclose it only because if I'm doing something like that, I'm not in any way thinking that that is a bad thing.
Correct.
Why would I hide it? Right? But you know what? None of this is important. Everybody's asking me what I did.
Yes.
For 5 years, before I have achieved this, for 5 years, you may or may not know this, but my fans know this, the internet knows this, social media knows this. Not once, but twice, I went on a massive weight loss journey. I lost 30 kilos twice, and I put it back on again. For 5 years, I learned what one should not do. Then I started a lot of research, a lot of reading. I educated myself to a very, very high level. I used to stay up in the nights and read books of all the experts. I used to watch podcasts. And this is what I have figured out. I have to say, I'm not an expert. Okay, I've been an obese, unfit guy for all my adult life. I'm no expert. I'm only talking from personal experience. There are two kinds of people in this world. People who really care about their fitness and health, and people who don't really. Okay? Trust me, there are only two kinds of people. Like a sports person or an athlete, even after they retire, they will always be fit.
Absolutely.
Why? Because these two people are completely different in every way. Their thinking, their priorities, their lifestyle, their habits, every single thing about them is different from people like me. If you want to transform yourself, you have to become like that. The entire dieting industry, which is more than a $20 billion industry, please understand, it is designed to make you fit. Why? Because how will they exist? If you don't
Keep going back to that.
Exactly. They always tell you, even make you lose your weight. Agreed. Do they tell you that after that you have to change as a person, otherwise you will put it back on? No, they don't. But that is the reality. If you want to stay fit for the rest of your life, how can you expect to do that if you don't change as a person? You think all these other sports people, or you think they care about their weight? No, they are looking at body fat percentage. They're looking at visceral fat. They're looking at BMI. Wait. So then when your mind becomes like that, everything kind of falls into place. And this does not require willpower. This requires you to change as a person.
But Ram is still not sharing what you've done.
I
Give me a typical day. You wake up in the morning, okay?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I now eat twice a day. Once between about at about 10:30, 11 in the morning, and then at about 6:30 in the evening.
Okay.
That's it. Nothing in the middle, no snacking, nothing, and then nothing. So nothing for 8 hours in the middle and nothing for 16 hours. Those two meals is it.
And you work out regularly, and you walk, and you exercise, and you do strength training, and you do all of that.
Exactly. 45 minutes of cardio, 45 minutes of strength training. How much liquid are you drinking? How much sleep are you getting? How many hours?
Sleep important.
Strength training and sleep are more important than everything else that we have discussed.
And let's start with the beginning of the journey now. You went into films quite unconventionally. I don't think it was something your father wanted.
No, yeah.
And you did it anyway.
Yeah, I went to boarding school, which is very famous for its theatre. To Sherwood, where Amitabh Bachchan is also from. He started acting on the same stage as I did. So if you were in Sherwood and you wanted to be a rock star in school, you had to join the theatre program. So I did, and I did very well. That's where I somewhere realized that I want to be an actor. Didn't have the guts to say it to my father. He was a very, very successful man, and I was his only son. So he always wanted for me to continue his company, and I didn't have the guts to say that to him. But finally, at the age of 13, I told him. He and the rest of my family all thought that I'm full of shit, and they said, don't worry, he's a child, and he'll come back. But I never did. I went away, I studied acting, came back, I tried it. Took me 10 years for him to realize that, oh shit, my plan is not coming into my company. It took him 10 years. But yeah, I just kind of, I don't know, I just wanted to find my own path, I guess.
Tell me about when you were offered your first job.
My first job.
Big job.
So, I came back from America for 94 to 98. I studied acting in California, in Los Angeles.
1 minute. Studying makes a big difference. You think it helped you a lot in your process, in your method?
I personally think that whatever I've achieved is only because I studied acting. But I know a lot of fantastic actors who have not studied acting and they're doing very well and they're fantastic. So, like I said, everything is different for everybody. Everything that I am is because of the fact that I studied acting. But that's just me. I have worked with Sakshi Tanwar, who I worked with for like so many years. She had no training in acting. She did a lot of theatre, no training. She's brilliant. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different for different people, I guess.
So tell me about the first big job.
So it wasn't a big job. So 94 to 98, I studied acting. Then I came back, and then I started doing the rounds. Got a portfolio made, and started going to people. The same thing. But 6 months later, I got my first role, which to me was the biggest thing in my life. Okay, but it was my first acting role, professional role, paying job. For me, it was a start because see, when I came back, I knew that my entire family is watching. Because 4 years I've been in America, my father was barely talking to me those days. Everybody was watching me and kind of wanting me to fail and come back to my normal path. Not because they think ill of me, because they said, listen, eventually let him come back to the company or whatever. So when I got that job, I thought that it's the biggest thing in the world. It was a job for Doordarshan. And I was paid 1,500 rupees per day. But for me, it was the biggest job ever. Because it was the start to my career. I mean, today, because of that job, I have been going non-stop for 25 years. So for me, that was the biggest job. Yes, I've done some very big things after that. But if you ask me at what stage you are in life, that was my biggest hurdle to cross, and I did it. That was the biggest job for me.
Tell me about TV in those days, where you were such a mega star.
Everything that I am today is because of TV. Luckily, because of my method training, they taught me don't ever differentiate between different medias. A lot of people I know at those days used to walk away from TV and only try and make it in films. Most of them are nowhere to it. I feel sad because why are you in your mind thinking so? You want to work, you want to act, then just bloody act. Who cares where? So I went to meet a director called Sudhir Misra, huge man, and he said that I'm doing this show and you audition for it. I auditioned. There were 17 of us who auditioned, and luckily I got it. And he's the one who, that was the show that I did, my first show. Because of that, so I didn't go thinking that I'll do TV. I just went to a big director saying that I'd like to work, and he was doing TV at that time. And I said, sir, I'll do anything. That is how I got into TV. After that, Ekta saw me in that show, and then she called me, and then Ekta and me did fantastically well for 15 years.
You created a TV revolution. Ekta did.
Ekta did. I was part of it. Yes. Ekta created TV revolution. I was one of the people who were part of it right from the beginning. Yes. But yes, I've been lucky enough. I've never looked back. Television, yeah, I never looked back from that beginning stage. I've had my ups and downs in life, but television was just bam. And no matter what I became 140 kilos. I'll say something to you, which is at that size, for a period of time towards the end of my television career, I was the highest paid actor on television. I'm serious about this. And I was the biggest guy on television size-wise. So I cannot ever thank the audience for accepting me like that. I was 140 kgs. And I had one of the most successful shows in TV.
So in those days, highest paid television actor was getting paid what?
That is, okay, a lot. Okay, listen, I'll tell you something. Television or show business for people that don't make it is a dog's life. Dog's life. Once you make it, yeah, you're making a sick amount of money. If I wanted to just make money, I would never have left television because it's like a passive paycheck coming month after month after month.
Season after season, episode after
No seasons. Year round. There is no breaks. I used to work 25 to 30 days for 15 years of my life. But if you want to make money, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But only.
Of course, no longer because of OTT and so many other sort of opportunities that have come for actors.
No, the thing is that if you're a star of television, it's still way different from everything else because OTT is like a film. So what happens once the OTT is over, you're looking for your next job. But if you're a star on TV and you have a hit show, it goes on for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. No film, no OTT compares to that. You're making bank for 7 years.
Insane.
It is. You have no clue. You have no clue.
And that's how you met your wife?
Yeah, I met my wife on my second show. When Ekta called me in the first show I did for Ekta Kapoor, my co-star was my wife. And at that time, she was a way bigger star than me. I was a newcomer who had just entered the industry. She was a model from the time she was 17 years old. And when we started in Gharik Mandir, she was making way much more money than I was. So yeah, that's where I met my wife.
Tell me about transitioning from TV to movies and what?
So, firstly, because I became so big in television that people in movies came to me and said, listen, come and do a film with us. That happens to very few of us. It has happened to a few of us. But when you become really big in television, when people realize this guy's got a massive fan following, then they come. I'm not the only one. This happened to Rollit. It's happened to a lot of the big labels. Everybody who reached the absolute top of television did get the same offers. Some of them made it to some extent. Some of them didn't. But the fact is, that's where it started, where, I said, yeah, okay, people are saying, come do a film. I said, yeah, of course I'll do it. That's how it started. And then at some point, I realized that I can't do both. And I realized that television is taking a huge toll because I'm working like a dog.
The physicality is...
It's crazy. Yeah. So at some point, I said that I want to slow. I've made enough money. I'm a brand. I'm whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want to now start enjoying life a bit. So that's when I transitioned. I said, no more television. And I came into films and OTT, where I started working maybe 6 months in a year, but doing quality work. But I was lucky enough that I reached a level where I was still making more or less the same money, because once you are accepted, like I said, this industry, if you're a struggler, you're screwed. Once you've made it, then life is very easy. We're very lucky.
But tell me something. When you went from TV to movies and you started, you still were highly recognized. You're still a brand. You're still very big. But the kind of roles were different, right? They were more character actor roles in film.
Yeah, absolutely true.
But that was okay, given what your status was in the television industry.
Once again, because of my method training, my mind is so open. Anything for me is okay. I don't see anything as a small role or a small project. My mind just doesn't think like that.
That's incredible.
This is because of my training. This is because of method. Method teaches you.
It's also because of attitude. It's not just about training.
Maybe. But see, because of that, I was locked in as my television days at 140 kgs. Okay. Then the movie industry said, okay, this guy's very big on TV. We want to make him do work. But at 140 kgs, how do you expect them to give me lead work?
Correct.
Excuse me? I mean, if I expect that, am I sane? So when they were offering me work at that size, I obviously knew this is going to be
Father role,
character work, villain, whatever. I've done every kind of role.
But I'll tell you something, like in Student of the Year,
Yes.
you were,
Varun's father.
yes, very memorable. Even though you were not main character, your character was so larger than life, or the way you portrayed it was so menacing. I think everyone who watched it felt that quaking. And, anyone who had a difficult father, or anyone who had a father with a temper, expectations, felt it.
You're absolutely pat on. For some reason, that particular film has really clicked. Credit to Karan, okay? See, first of all, that film did insanely well.
Yes.
Insanely. If you're a part of a project that does that well, everybody benefits. Like in Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, Sakshi and my show, which was our biggest hit, every other actor has also really benefited, not just Sakshi and me. You know what I'm saying? So they're all brands today. Girl who played my baby sister Shumona, I still call her Chot. She still calls me Bhai. I still tie her Rakhi. She's also a rock star today. So the thing is, everybody benefit. Now the youth, for them, that movie was cult. I've had youth come up to me saying, sir, we've seen that film 15 times. And yeah, that film really clicked, and that role was a powerful role. And Karan directed it fantastically, and he kind of let me, full credit to Karan, he really let me be. He said, Ram, just do your thing. And I gave full credit to Karan for two reasons. I had a speech, one of my scenes, Chintu ji, Rishi Kapoor, he introduces me, and then I come on stage and I give this speech to the school. And I thought there would be rehearsals, there would be takes, there would be this. Karan said, okay, go for it. And I just did it. And that was what Karan kept. Karan said, done it. I was shocked. He just said, dude, it was fine. The audience liked it. Rishiji liked it. He just let me be. So I just kind of flew with it. In the end, that impact and menacing thing, Karan called me all the way to Thailand to shoot one shot. That shot is when the final run is happening and Varun is winning. I'm in the audience and I'm looking upset. And finally, when Siddharth overtakes him, my expression changes to happiness because I want my son to lose. For that one close-up, Karan called me. And that is the genius of Karan. He called me all the way to Thailand for that one close-up. I just come forward and I smile saying, yeah, lose, you bastard. That is why everyone said, oh my God, how menacing. This is all credit to Karan.
No, and of course you portrayed that role. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me about one or two other films that have really stayed with you.
Udaan.
Yeah, of course.
Vikram. So that was his first film. I popped his virginity. Yes.
They don't even know if I aired this interview now.
That's totally
With
your.
all the cuss words and,
Everybody says this about me, and everybody manages, even in radio. So you'll find a way. Just beep it out. My thing is, Udaan Hazaro Khwaishein Aisi with Sudhir Misra was phenomenal. Chitrangada, KK, Shiny and myself. That was phenomenal. Then
Of course, student of the year.
Students of the Year, yeah. I've done a few things now which you will see next year, which are I'm very proud of Jolly LLB 3, which is coming. It's going to come now in the next summer, where I'm opposite Akshay and Arshad, which is good script. There's a lot of stuff, but see, no actor can the entire journey is what is the jewel, you know. One or two things don't really stand out. It's like your baby is your career. So when you say, tell me a few things, it's the career that stands out. So it's very hard to differentiate or pick out.
Of course. But there must be a couple of roles that you felt helped you grow as an actor, as a human being, or that you came out of feeling.
Every single role helps you. When you stop growing as an actor, you should stop it. Any guy who feels now I am,
Okay, which role has challenged you, you feel?
oh my,
Where you really had to tap into something bigger.
Jubilee really challenged me because Vic, because he had worked together in Udaan. See, I was known as the family face of the country for 15 years, the television family. I used to get, even though I was happily married with 2 children, I used to get proposals from mothers who used to send their daughters' photos to me from villages. I swear. So I was like a family face, right? Then Vic gave me this role where I have to, every single dialogue is a gali. I mean, I can't even say it here. I mean, MC, PC, this, that in every line. And like a Punjabi, a rich son of a bitch who doesn't give a shit. So, and then that size, bald from here, prosthetic makeup, basically a typical guy who's like, when I'm in the room, I don't give a shit about who exists. That role, to become that person is challenging. And then to do it, knowing that my audience is going to get the shock of their lives. Vikram said this, Madan Kumar, this line we have to use in every episode in a different way. So that line has been used 8 times. I have said Madan Kumar in different ways 8 times. It was a huge risk. It worked brilliantly. People from all over the world messaged me, said, can you say that once, please? But before that, I had never done a single role where I said a gali. Suddenly becoming Shamsher Singh Walia was... But then Vic, I trusted fully.
Did you ever feel like, gosh, I don't belong in this industry sometimes? Honestly.
No. Because when you take your father on the age of 30 and say, I'm going to become an actor, and then you run away from him and you go all the way to America and you study acting, and then you come back and you kill yourself to do it. You want it so badly that the fact that you're working is a dream. So you not for a second can think I don't belong here, because you every day think I'm the luckiest guy in the world that I get. Secondly, by the time I got to a level where I'm working with all these different actors, at that time I had gained a lot of respect. Because by that time I was a huge star on television. I must say, I worked with a lot of newcomers, a lot of star kids and Bollywood kids. I mean, I've worked with Varun, Siddharth, Alia, Abhishek Bachchan. I've worked with... But by that time, I was a huge name. So they all gave me a tremendous amount of respect. So I never upset that, do I belong here? You know what I mean? In my television days, I was blessed, and I knew how blessed I was. I am fully aware how difficult it is to make it. Less than 2% of us make it. Every single day, 1,000 new people come into Bombay in planes, trains, buses, and they fail. Only 2% make it. I am in the top 2%. I'm very aware of that. And you have to remind yourself how ridiculously lucky you are every day. I've seen people commit suicide. People I've known, people I've worked with have now tight. That is how difficult this industry is. So you have to be very aware of how lucky you are. I am so lucky that I'm here. So when you think like that, then nothing else comes into your mind. Do I belong here? Of course I do. Should I do this role? It's too small. Dude, you're the luckiest guy in the world. Just do it. You see what I'm saying?
Incredible. That's really, really incredible. From when you started to now, what is, like, you would say the biggest change you've seen?
You could be a spoiled brat and still be a star, okay?
Yeah.
You can't today. These people who I've worked with, Varun, Alia, Abhishek, everybody, do you know how bloody professional they are? You know why? Because they know they have to be. Today, Alia is who she is because she is so professional, it'll shock you. All of them will come on set prepared, fully prepared. They will talk to the directors. Yes, sir. What do you want, sir? You guys have no clue. That is the industry of today. Because if you're not like that, get out.
Understood.
That has happened now. When I started, bro.
Also because now it's...
A lot of actors in those days used to really treat themselves like stars. Today, don't be just. Today, even the Shah Rukhs, the Amirs, the biggest. Akshay, I just finished a film with Akshay Kumar. Holy shit, he's more professional than anyone I've worked with in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's very known for that.
But all of them, Amir, Shah Rukh, Salman, dude, Salman, I have seen, sorry bhai, I have seen him where he's partying, where he's drinking. In his house I've done, he's a darling. But then when he gets into preparation for a film, holy shit, he'll go shoot till 12 in the night, he'll come back at 1 o'clock and he'll work out till 3 in the morning and then sleep. They are all shit professional now.
Yeah.
But when I started, there were actors, I will not mention names, who have made people wait for 2 days before coming onto the set. They were supposed to reach the set on Monday, they have reached on Wednesday. And where is the set? In Switzerland.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, आज उन्होंने flight नहीं ली, कल लेंगे.
My God.
80 people waiting in a foreign country. That is what the industry used to be. I'm not mentioning names, but everyone who is in the industry knows who I'm talking about. Now, that does not exist.
Tell me about OTT.
OTT,
What is that done for you personally? What is it doing for the industry?
it's changed the world. For me, I was lucky enough. I've had very good career for 25 years. So when I came into films and OTT, basically I've always had work. So that is the most important. I've not had any, there's not been any 2-3 year period where I've not had work. So for me, I am a respected character actor today, which is huge. So if I stay professional, if I stay good to work with, attitude, professionalism, relationships are much more important than talent. Talent, you need. But no, if you're only talented but your attitude is wrong, nobody wants to work. If your attitude is right, you're a positive person, you're a helpful person, you're not a problem, and then you've gotten respect as a character actor, you have nothing more to prove now, then you can choose when you want to retire. People will always want to work with you because, hey, this role, let's give to Ram, he's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But then for that, Ram has to be professional, good at his job, not a problem for any. Today, a Baman Irani or an Anupam Kher, any of these big names, they can retire when they want. Why? They are respected, they're fantastic at what they do, everybody knows what they're good at, and if their mind is right, which it is, they will choose when they want to retire, right or wrong. That is my goal, and I'm on my way there, and I'm very lucky that I have been respected as a character actor and I'm being offered a wide variety of roles. I get to pick and choose what I want to do, what I don't. How ridiculously lucky is that? If I stay like this mentally, then if all goes well, if my health is on my side, I will decide when I want to retire.
Currently, how many projects are you working?
I have just finished 4 this year, and all 4 are, so every quarter of 2025, I'm coming out to the project. So now I don't want
That's
to
across OTT.
two shows and 2 films. 2 OTTs and 2 films. Right now, ideally, I don't want to work for at least 6 months because I want these projects to come out.
And you will be busy promoting them as well.
Yes, and also now I look very different. Those projects, except for one, the other 3 I cannot now do. Looking. Jubilee, what a fantastic show, right? If season 2 comes, I can't do it because Samsher Sri Wale was 140 kgs.
So are you getting less roles?
Nobody is seriously like this right now. See, industry has just found out 1 week back. Which now I don't know when you're going.
Why did you go into hiding while you're doing this?
Because social media and the press and all will start hounding me if they start seeing the change. So I wanted to first achieve and then, like every publication is chasing me right now. Do a exclusive with us, radio channels, all of that. I'm doing an exclusive with. The point is, I knew that would happen, so I wanted to first finish my journey and then get into this madness rather than, hey dude, one sec, what is this? You're changing, blah 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 blah. There's a time for that. First, do what you need to do. That's why.
But you know what's amazing is that even if it's going to be a change in how you're perceived and what kind of roles you will get, your talent and your sort of career trajectory and the kind of films you've done, the variety of roles you've done, will ensure that you always have roles in whichever space it is. And secondly, there's a whole new segment that's opened up to you to capitalize on, which is health. Everyone from the health industry and wellness podcast and, what have you,
I'll tell you.
ads,
Yeah, okay. So
after the board will be calling you now for your transformational journey.
So firstly, they already started.
Yes.
You're right about that. I'll tell you why I hesitate from going into that. 2 reasons. I believe that people who are promoting health and fitness are people that have always been healthy and fitness, because I have been an obese, morbidly obese guy for 20 years of my life. Now suddenly I've gotten fit. What right do I have to go into that field? There are people who have been fit and healthy their entire lives.
No, this is
Point number 1.
Yeah.
Point number 2. You have to understand that at my level, whatever is offered to me is offered to me with a large amount of money involved. My mindset is a little weird. I have more money than I make. I'm lucky and I still have a thriving career. I don't like doing ads. I don't like doing any extra thing for money. My social media or my Instagram, you will not find a single promotion, a single product, no monetization. I can make 15 lakhs for every 1 minute that I promote. Okay? I know people who do 4 a day. I don't like making money in those other avenues when I have more than enough than when I still have a thriving career going on. So I will always think 30 times before going into a health or going into something like that. There are way more qualified people to do. This is my mindset.
And you'd rather focus on where your passion lies in terms of acting, in terms of, that being your main career. And that's what you want to continue.
Am I a model?
And you don't want to.
Am I a model? My wife was a model. Okay? Am I a model? I'm not. So why am I a model? Okay. I'm promoting a product. Do I even use that product? You see what I'm saying? These things matter to me.
Yeah.
That's why.
You and Gautami both have worked very hard your whole lives. Fame apart and all this apart. It must keep you really grounded as a couple and as parents, right? The kind of work you've had to do and the kind of sort of effort you've had to put into.
What's kept me grounded is my family, my father, my father. Gautami and we have been successful together and as parents because we are poles apart. I really believe that poles apart, opposites attract. I really believe. She's everything that I'm not and I'm everything that she's not. We are very different. That is why we have worked together. My children are grounded because they come from Punjabi, South Bombay, and then Brahman, Maharashtrian, Pravadevi, 2 different, cultures, 2 different everything. And we make sure that they had exact same exposure to both the grandparents, both the households and everything. So they are literally cocktails, they're mixed breeds. And that is why they are grounded. Gautami may have been good parents because we are very different. But grounded was, this grounded only because of my father. He screwed me my whole life. Seriously. I was featured in, there was this show called Cheena Aisi Ka Naam Hai, where if you made it, they feature you that, I was lucky enough to be invited, please come to an episode. I had to beg my father to come. Please come. They're like, your parents have to be there. This is a huge honor that you're doing this. My father, I know, everybody feels sick. You lost your mind. I had to beg him, and he finally agreed to come because my father, all my life, all of his life, my father said, "You're an so you're nothing. You're an
Oh gosh.
yeah." And I say that to my son. It's the best thing to do. Why? They should feel the love. But they have to be told, look, nothing in life is a big deal. Don't make yourself into a big deal. Because then you screw. Okay, you won an award? Yeah, so what? How's it going to help you? Is this award going to get you work? No. It's just a feel-good factor. Feel good and throw it away. I got 40 awards. 40. My father didn't come for a single one. Today, I lost him 3 years back. Today, I respect him that he did because I'm grounded today because of him. So he is the one who's kept me like, the fact that you made it means shit. So don't even think about it for one day. That's what I do. I move a ship
And he keeps sort of moving on to the next project.
because of him, because of that. He, all his life, he said, you're a nothing, okay? At that time, he has to be like, but the thing is, today I'm a father and now he's passed away. I see the merit in it. I see the merit in it.
Hopefully you have some sort of a cocktail hybrid version of that with your children.
No, I'm that rough with my son, but my wife is the other extreme. No, so she thinks
Thank God for that.
so for
This
first,
sound traumatic.
she thinks that the sun comes out of his, exactly. So, when he gets up and that's when the sun rises. So I have to be the antidote to that.
And what about your poor daughter?
So she's an angel. She's right.
Because you're the father and she's the daughter.
No, she's different from me. If she comes third in class, she gets depressed.
She's that relative. She got 97% in ICS. I got 47.
You were in the news recently for purchasing a villa in Alibag. It was all over. Ram Kapoor has spent 80 crores on a villa in Alibag, buying sports cars, ye wo. You become more out there.
No, I've always, people who know me, they know this. I'm an open book. I never hide where, ever. So I've always told or even my children that own who you are, accept it, and then don't be shy. So I have done well. I have more money than I need. And I firmly believe you have one life to live. Okay? I don't believe in this afterlife or reincarnation. You have one life to live. Give it. Don't hurt anyone. Don't harm anyone. Don't do anything you'll ever regret. Live your life. Live every moment. So whatever I want to do, I am going to do this life. So, and then I don't care about hiding it or whatever. So that is why it's all over. Why you're seeing more of it now is because I was so busy making my life, my brand, my career, my everything. Now I've reached a phase where now I'm working part-time. Now I'm enjoying life more. Earlier, why you didn't see all this is not because that time I was different. Because I didn't have time to buy these things or to do anything. Now I work 6 months a year and I travel, I do my other things. So now I'm investing in properties and markets or that sort of thing, which is why people are seeing them.
Now you're compounding what you've made.
And I hope my children also do that. Don't be shy of who you are. Own it.
If you had to be remembered in this industry as an actor, what would you like to be remembered as?
I think I'm already so lucky that people are going to remember.
What's the legacy you'd like to leave behind?
I think I already have left it. Okay, my legacy in television is so big, that whatever I achieve now does not matter. Please understand something, okay?
So you feel like your real star power was the TV days?
What do you remember Jennifer Aniston for? Friends. Thank you. I rest my case. I am the Indian version of them. I'll tell you why. Let's end your podcast on a massive statement, which I've never said to the press. I challenge anyone to prove this wrong. I am the only actor in this country who has been this successful in television, being this fat, and there will never be another as big as me. Right? 140 kilos and the highest paid television actor. Will anyone ever beat this? So how can I ever think of Petari? That is going to be my legacy. This guy was huge and he was a star. Even if I make it to Paman Irani level how is it going to beat that?
if someone asked you, I'm going to give you a huge role and I'm going to pay you double of what you've ever made in a film,
Yeah.
but I need you to put on particular.
Depends on the film and depends on who the. Okay, for example, while Vikram said, I'm going Jubilee and I want you to do Jubilee, and he said this is what the role is, I did it.
No, but right now, to the journey you've had and lost all this weight and become this fit, etc., if someone offered you a boatload of money and said, I need
No, not about money, but yeah, okay.
that, or a great role, this, that, whatever, it's going to be legendaries, maybe something in the South, one of those massive directors, you know.
Yeah, I would.
Uh,
I would watch. I would, because I think it's a great role. For example, if somebody's doing a remake of Godfather
Yeah.
and somebody says, I want you to be, or Raging Bull, I want you to do De Niro's role, I want you to do this role, what part would that be? Because,
You do it and then go back to losing the weight again.
yeah, because that's the reason I joined this industry. I'm doing a role right now, you will hear about it in 2 months. It's a remake of a hit show. 8 years that show was a hit show on NBC. And they're making the Indian version, and I had been offered the lead role. And I didn't want to work. I didn't want to do that. But once again, this was one, you'll hear about this in 2 months. 8 years, that was a massive hit. It won awards for 8 years for LDC, and now they've bought the rights and they're remaking it for India. And I'm playing the role. At that point in time, I did not want to do, it's very hard work. 8 seasons, they've already signed me for 3 or 4. The point is, didn't want to do this much work at this stage. But when you get offered something like that, you don't say no. That was one of the roles that I used to say, wow, what a show, what a role. And then I got offered it. So what your question is, I did not want to do it, but I said 100% I have to do it. And you'll see it next year.
Interesting. Yeah. So, if it's a good enough role, you're willing to go back to.
Others, why did you become an actor? Not to make money, my family doesn't know. Never care about being a star. So why did I become an actor? Because I always wanted to play people who I'm not.
Who are your favorite people you worked with?
Oh shit.
Who do you think is the most talented actor today? Me.
But I haven't worked with the most talented actor today.
Which is.
Very difficult. In Bollywood, you mean?
Yeah.
It's not just one, there are many. Amitabh Bachchan is legend. But I booked his son. Close enough. And I've met Mr. Bachchan twice in my life. Sakshi is somebody who I feel is one of the best actresses, co-actresses I've worked with, because my wife, but the thing is, we worked only for 2 years together, and then she took a break because she was raising my children. Sakshi and me worked together for many, many years, about 7 years. It's a big deal. So Sakshi is one of the people I feel that
You asked Gautami to take a break, or she decided self-imposed break?
it just kind of happened as a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was meant to happen. She's
She's Mother India, I know her.
yeah, exactly.
She's Mother India.
Yeah. The reason I could work this hard is only because she took over the house and the kids so completely. I didn't have a life. I used to go to work on Monday and come back home on Wednesday.
Yeah.
My kids didn't know what I looked like for the first 8-10 years of my life.
What's the biggest compliment you've ever received? Can end on that.
Oh my God.
Something that's really sort of
Yeah, I have it ready.
stayed with you.
So I did this film called Udaan.
Yeah.
Javed Akhtar and Shabana husband. Javed Saab, okay? Javed Saab. He's Javed Akhtar. He called me from the theatre and said, Ram, rula diya. That was, he didn't wait to get home. Or from the theatre. Shabana ji had my number, or somebody shipped a gift. Like, Ram, rula diya. Coming from Javed Akhtar. Holy fuck. So that is the... Bachchan Saab, when he saw me, he came, shook my hand and said, I've seen your work. Don't think I'm lying. And then he explained an entire scene of mine which he saw. I was shocked. This guy actually saw my whole scene and he remembers it. People like this talking to you is it's surreal. Surreal. These are the biggest names of the industry. When they come and talk to you, just that is giving you respect. You know what I mean? If Bachchan Saab is holding my hand and saying, I want to discuss that scene that I saw of yours, how much respect is that I giving him like that? He doesn't need to do that. Who the hell am I for him? He's Amitabh Bachchan. So these are the best things that...
Do you love him?
no. No. I'm a very private person. But it gives you a lot of perks. All perks. And
You pay for hotels and all, or they're just...
like I said, it gives you a lot of perks, Yeah, and the one does get spoiled because of those perks. My children, yeah, you both. They can't get a hotel reservation or they want to go to Bastion. They say, Ranpur is a table. I don't reach, they reach with their friends, so they use the perks. But the point is, I'd rather have everything except the fame. I don't like the fame. Like in my country, I can't really be the person I am. In Dubai or when I'm traveling, when I do the mall or if I can't do that here. I can't be as free as I want to be in my country, but I have to be very careful that I'm being watched and anything can come on social media. If I am drunk with my friends at a party, I have to make sure it's in somebody's house. If I'm at an outdoor place, so there's nothing wrong in having a great time on New Year's. I can't do that because I'll be on social media the next day.
So social media has really changed everything. Like before social media, you could still be yourself.
Obviously, social media, yeah.
So that's really changed the game for everyone who's in the industry.
No, for the world. Forget any industry.
Yeah, yeah. So some for the good, some for the bad.
Yeah. So now, if I wasn't famous, I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. You wish there wasn't social media, or you enjoy it?
No, you know what? There's nothing you can do but change.
Yeah.
I accept it. I'm not very active on social media, but yeah, you can't really do anything about it. Once there, it's there. So,
Thank you, Ram.
you are a rock star and you've done so well for yourself, and this podcast is so amazing. Thank you for inviting.
Ram, this is an honor for me.
Thank
Thank you.
You should work for Balaji. I'll tell Ekta to...
Please.